Alright, so in this clip I'm going to show you now, after you have your straight stitch on your seam sample, how to zigzag down the edge. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to change your machine setting. So you're going to come up here to your stitch width, and you're going to adjust it to the number 5. Okay, so now your machine is no longer going to sew straight, it will sew back and forth in a zigzag motion. Then you're going to take your fabric. You do not need to put any pins in at this point because you've already stitched straight, therefore your 2 layers of fabric are held together. And you're going to zigzag right down your seam allowance here. So whatever you do, make sure you don't zigzag down this side, because if you zigzag down this side and you go to open up your fabric, you'll be able to see some of those zigzagging stitches. Okay, so you're going to zigzag just along this little narrow edge. So you're going to come to your machine, you're going to place your fabric underneath the presser foot, and you're going to line up the edge of the fabric with the edge of the presser foot. So you're no longer following the 5/8 line like you were when you were straight stitching. So the same procedure applies. You're going to lower the presser foot in the end of the fabric, lower the foot pedal. Okay? The hands are positioned in the same place. You're going to hold the bottom, tucking in the thumb of your left hand to steer, and you're going to go forward a couple stitches. Okay, make sure your little tails don't get caught, so pull them back. And when you're doing a zigzag stitch, you do not need to reverse. Okay, as your hands get behind the needle or beside the presser foot, you're going to adjust them back. And the whole time you're simply watching right here that the edge of the fabric is following the edge of the presser foot. Turn the hand wheel until you're about to sew off. Just before you're about to sew off, stop with your thread take-up lever at the top. Lift up your presser foot, pull out your fabric to the left, cut your threads, making sure to leave your tail so your machine doesn't become unthreaded. And there you have a zigzag stitch, which is going to prevent your fabric from fraying all the way to the seam line.